Welcome to Yester Quickies, a speedy culinary trip back in time. Today we're traveling to 1961 to discover Pasadena Canapes. What? Oh, you're gonna love them. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Jill and this is Yester Kitchen. I've got another quickie for you today. It is all about this book, Amy Vanderbilt's Complete Cookbook. This is from 1961, and if you don't know who Emily Vanderbilt was, she was a chef and an etiquette expert of her day, and she was also a descendant from the famous Vanderbilts of the industrial age. But she just made quite a career for herself out of food. And I'm gonna play some show and tell. There was something very special about this book. Take a look at the illustrations right from the book. I love them. Look how just simple and fabulous they are. So these illustrations were made by a very little known artist at the time. His name was Andy Warhol. Can you believe it? I absolutely was floored when I discovered this. And see, even back then he was even going by Andrew and not Andy. So this cookbook alone is amazing, and we're gonna make something wonderful from it. We're gonna make Pasadena Canapes. Now normally a canape is something with a bread base with some anything on top, and they're served as appetizers, very popular in the 60s. And if you're interested, I did 3 episodes on canapes way early in my show. So if you want to have a little laugh, go ahead and check those out. But these canapes are cheese crackers, and there are 3 ingredients, and you're gonna love it. So first I have a cup of flour in my happy little mixing bowl. And to that, I am gonna add 1/4 cup or a half a stick of butter. Make sure it's soft. And the last ingredient, if anybody knows this stuff, I know. This is the magic right here. Kraft Old English spread. It has been around forever. It actually has like a cult-like following. I've already taken it out because it's a little bit easier, but you can literally eat it right out of the jar. It is that good. You can find it online. You can also find it in your market, probably in the cracker aisle, but this is the specific cheese we need for this dish. So, like I said, I've already taken it out because it's kind of hard to get out of that tiny jar. So here is our cheese. Look, much easier. And now we are gonna mix this until it's completely incorporated. It might be a little grainy, but don't worry, we're gonna make a roll out of it. So here we go. Okay, so as you can see, it doesn't come together in a smooth batter, but this is exactly what you want. You want it you need to get that flour and that butter and that cheese all incorporated. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some wax paper and we'll move on to our next step. Okay, I have one nice sized piece of wax paper and I have our mixture. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just take all the mixture. Remember Play-Doh? Just gather it all up into a ball. That's all you need to do, and just kind of roll it around to use it. Remember, pick up all the extra pieces, just like that, but you can eat it, and it is one fabulous cheese flavor. So we're gonna get this into a ball, and we're just gonna start rolling it, just like that. And you wanna roll it into a nice size log that will make kind of like the size crackers you want, because we're gonna slice them and then we're gonna bake them, and then we're all gonna be happy. And how cool is it that we're making it from a cookbook that one Mr. Young Andy Warhol illustrated, and all of his pictures are just unbelievable. You can see where he evolved from, and it's just super cool. All right, so here we go. We have our little roll that is beautiful. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little firecracker out of it. We're gonna take it and roll it up in the wax paper. And you can even do those cute little twists at the end, just like that. As a matter of fact, I think I did this trick when I did one of my canape recipes. Okay, so now we have this adorable little firecracker. Now what to do with this? This is gonna sit in the fridge for 1 hour, because you know how when butter gets soft, it softens up. When butter's room temperature, it softens up is what I meant to say. And when butter is in the fridge, it hardens up. So we want our dough to harden up so we can slice it and bake it, and we'll be right back when that happens. It has been 1 hour and our little roll is pretty firmed up and out of the fridge. So we're just gonna unwrap it, just like Christmas. And here it is. Now all that's left to do is slice and put it on a baking sheet that's been greased. I actually use baking spray, so there's some flour in it. If you don't have baking spray, go ahead and just lightly butter and lightly flour, and that's kind of like the preferred method for this. You could probably get away with just regular no-stick spray, but flour is always recommended. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my trusty knife, and by the way, a lot of you guys ask about my ink on my arm, so I just thought I'd take this moment to say, see that knife? There it is. I actually brought this knife right into the artist and said, this is what I want on my arm. Okay, so now all you're gonna do is take your trusty knife and not spill the martini and slice it into just like that. Just little cookie size things, kind of like what you do, you know, with the rolls of cookie dough that you buy. The same thing, except this is cheese, glorious cheese. All you do, you know the drill. Just start putting these down. They're not gonna spread out too much, so you can kind of put a few in there. And now that I have some extra room, I will spread them out. Now my oven is set to 350, and these cute little guys are gonna go in for about 20 minutes until they start to brown a bit. So we'll be right back when that happens, and oh, we're gonna have some amazing cheese crackers out of the oven and looking gorgeous. So look at these kings. So here's what I did. Just to give a little contrast, I am serving them, they're the same cookie, but some of them I'm turning upside down and some of them I'm leaving right side up. So see, they got this beautiful, beautiful brown on them, and you could taste the cheese. It's just like a cheddar cookie. They're fabulous. They're like a very, very light shortbread. And oh, they're so great. And of course, when you think about where it came from, you just never know what you're gonna find when you pick up a vintage cookbook. And this one, magic. So I highly encourage you to try these. Share them with your family and tell them the story of, you know, a young Andy Warhol. Careers have to start somewhere, right? Thanks for stopping by. It's always such an honor to have you join me. Enjoy eating the past, and I'll see you in the next video.